Linda Yaccarino, the new CEO of Twitter, what does she say? She says, don't want to leave you hanging on a thread. Ha 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 ha. Hilarious, okay? Thread, get it? Threads. But Twitter, you really outdid yourselves. Last week, we had our largest usage day since February. Maybe that's because everybody was coming to check to see if Threads was trending on Twitter, which I believe it was, and then all of a sudden it magically disappeared from trending. Oh, I thought we weren't supposed to block things on Twitter. I thought this was supposed to be the ultimate, just let it go, whatever it is, but suddenly Threads wasn't showing up anywhere on trending. Isn't that funny when we place certain rules about that? I wonder if somebody said something super negative about Elon. No, we won't even go there, okay? So that's out there, right? This person says there's only one Twitter when you're totally not worried about the fact that 100 million people signed up for Threads in 5 days, right? That's kind of shows me that they're definitely a little worried about kind of what's going on here with Threads, right? When you're starting to talk about the competition, this and that. Yeah, they definitely see it as a competitive threat. We'll see what happens there, right? I heard Elon, from what I hear, Elon sent Twitter employees basically an email stating that he's not happy. He's not happy with how fast they're moving on getting things done. From my understanding, Elon's not happy. And he sent out this email, I believe, in the last 24 hours, from what I heard. And I think, honestly, the reason he's doing that is really because of the pressure from Threads all of a sudden, right? When all of a sudden you feel that competitive pressure, you're much more likely to get on your teams, right, and be like, and then a lot of people are saying, well, why is Elon doing that? He's not even the CEO of the company anymore. Why is Linda not the one doing that, right? Which does kind of make you think, why isn't she the one that did that? Why was it Elon that did that? So I don't know, I don't even honestly care what happens with Twitter. The only reason I care is because Elon's the CEO of Tesla, and obviously that's an important position for me, but we'll see what happens. All I know is Elon needs to get off this whole fight thing, okay? Zuckerberg put out this photo. Man's looking like he's ready to brawl, okay? See, the problem with Elon, I'll tell you the problem with Elon. He thinks he can beat up Zuckerberg because he's bigger than Zuckerberg. But the problem is, you know what? Elon never played any violent sports. I don't think Elon never played any sports. If he would have played some violent sports, I think he would have learned, not to underestimate guys that are a little smaller. Because, believe me, I'm 6'3", and I can tell you there's a lot of dudes that can whip my butt, okay? That are probably 5'8", 5'7", 5'9". If somebody knows some stuff, they can whoop, a lot of people's butts. Let's just call it that. And so, unfortunately, Elon hasn't played violent sports before, so he doesn't really know. He's never boxed. He's never done MMA. He's never played tackle football. He's never done anything violent like that. You learn when you do some violent stuff that, man, some dudes can mess you up that are not, that's called very big in stature, okay? And I think Elon might have to learn this lesson the hard way. Next up here. I don't know if you guys saw this one. Mercedes-Benz is the latest car company to sign on for Tesla's EV charging stations. Mercedes-Benz delivers drivers are joining the growing group of electric vehicle owners who use Tesla's high-speed charging network in North America. Mercedes said on Friday that its customers will be able to use Tesla superchargers in 2024, giving them access to more than 12,000 charging units. Electronic maps in the Mercedes cars will show Tesla chargers, including their availability and pricing. How does Mercedes-Benz pitch this? Let's hear it. Okay. To accelerate the shift to electric vehicles, we are dedicated to alleviating the entire EV experience for our customers, including fast, convenient, and reliable charging solutions wherever their Mercedes-Benz takes them. That sounds like a Mercedes-Benz statement, I'll be honest, okay? So it's just another big traditional automaker throwing in the towel and basically saying, Tesla, you've solved this problem, let's go ahead and use you. Which, as a Tesla shareholder, thank you. We will gladly take that business. And I think it's just going to expand Tesla's lead because obviously this is going to give Tesla more reasons to build more chargers in more places, have more superchargers. And so as a Tesla customer, a lot of people have been worried from the Tesla customer side. Oh man, is this going to make our experience horrible as Tesla customers, right? I got 2 Teslas, right? I think it's going to make it better because at the end of the day, Tesla, the Tesla team's going to just continue to build out superchargers, I think, far more. I think there's going to be, if we fast forward 5 years in the future, I think there's going to be a dramatically bigger amount of superchargers. And I think there's going to be a dramatically bigger amount of locations where you can supercharge, which for me as a Tesla customer is good. Because if you travel with a Tesla and you're somewhere that's not by your house, right? and you need superchargers. They're not always in the most convenient locations. You might have to drive 5 miles, 10 miles for that, versus the gas stations are everywhere. They're in every flip and flapjack and corner, right? And so the more I look at this, the more I think it's going to make for a better customer experience for Tesla. And obviously, it's going to be a huge boom for Tesla's business model in general, right? So I love it, man. I absolutely love it. Brilliant. And it's going to help EV adoption in a much more substantial way. And I think that matters, because if we're going to flip this, I believe last quarter, EVs were like 7.2% of vehicles sold, I believe, in the United States of America. That number is going to go to 100% someday, or very close to 100%, right? And so we got a long way to go with this, and we're going to need more charging stations to get us to that point, okay? Next up, Jim Chanos, the famous short seller of Tesla. What does he have to say? He's out here with some interesting words. Veteran short seller Jim Chanos has taken aim on Tesla's self-driving technology, saying the add-on offering probably has near zero value in the resale market for cars. He says, quote, the current value of Tesla full self-driving package is probably close to zero in the retail market. Hashtag reality check, Chanos tweeted, responding to a tech reviewer. I gotta love it when even like the bears on Tesla still have to tweet about Tesla. That just cracks me up. Remember that Musk has said that owning an FSD package will increase the value of your Tesla vehicle by multiples of the FSD package cost itself, yet ascribes almost no value to it upon repurchase. In fact, over time, it depreciates faster than the vehicle itself. Tesla's full self-driving FSD kit costs $15,000 to install. The company's electric vehicles and buyers are treated as beta testers, whose feedback provides, obviously, you can improve the technology. That goes into what we were talking about earlier. Now, I don't want to say he's off on his point, because he has somewhat of a valid point there, but we got to admit, like, FSD is not a finished product yet, right? So when we're talking about FSD being worth a lot more, let's say, for instance, than, are the headlights on or the Model X? I think they are. That's weird. But in terms of looking at this from a perspective of, when we talk about FSD being worth a lot more in the future, that's really a scenario where you could have your vehicle go out and drive like it's an Uber and go make you money, okay? That's when FSD really becomes worth a lot. Because if all of a sudden you got two Teslas in the garage, my Teslas spend 90% plus of their time just sitting in a garage, right? I can say, let me go put my Teslas on the network, charge a certain price, and then they can go pick up people and give people rides around, right? And great. And then it drives itself back home, charges up, beautiful. So if there's that use case, obviously FSD is worth immensely more in that environment, right? But for right now, when the software is not all 100% done, right? And when you can't go make you money, of course, it's not going to be worth, what you would think it's worth in the resale market. So he has a somewhat valid point, but it's also like, it's a kind of a stretch in taking that away, because everybody that's ever talked about FSD being worth a lot more in the future than what it's worth now is really talking about the Uber type opportunity, where the car drives, people around and you get to make money while you sleep, essentially, which is a pretty cool thing. And I think that will happen eventually. It's just a question of what year does that happen, okay?